everybody, welcome back to Vegas Tips and Tricks for Saturday, September 7th, 2019. We're just 10 days away from Vegas 43. You'll want to make sure that you do not miss a single video from my next trip. And just to be sure you don't, make sure you hit that subscribe button today. And if you want to be notified just as soon as those videos hit, you'll want to hit that bell. Ring that bell, as they say. We've had a great week this week, and a lot of positive feedback to the Wheel of Downtown Hotels thing that I threw up on Wednesday. By the way, I got that idea of using one of those little magical wheels to make a decision. I noticed Mark Anderson, who, by the way, Mark Anderson is in Las Vegas right now. You'll find a link to his channel in the Friends of Vegas Tips and Tricks, and you'll definitely want to follow him on his misadventures. But I saw him do that, use one of those wheels in one of his videos, and I was like, well, I'll bet you can just find one of those wheels for free online, download it, and do it. And actually, the amazing thing about it is the wheel was very wise, I think. I hadn't really looked at the plaza that closely, but I've not stayed in their new luxe rooms. They're very reasonably priced, and from what I've seen, I think I'm going to really enjoy my time there. So, hey, sometimes randomness is the way to go. Speaking of randomness, I just wanted to shout out all the folks who have been joining us in the Facebook group. It was only a few weeks ago I was very excited about the fact that, hey, we have 300 members. But we don't have 300 members anymore. We went past 400 members. On Monday, Labor Day, I approved the 500th member, and as of this taping, we're at 582. We're picking up like 100 people a week. And some of them are not aware of this channel, so some of you may be watching it for the first time. So hopefully, regardless of what you see here today, you'll continue to be a part of our group. Again, there's a link to the Facebook group in the show notes below. And if you want to join us there, lots of good conversation, lots of people willing to give you good advice and probably bad advice. This week we're doing a poll on our favorite strip resorts. So if you join us there, you can particulate in that poll. It's going to be another short sort of episode today, which I don't think disappoints anyone. You can only look at this mug for so long. But today I'm going to talk about some traveling tips that apply to Las Vegas but aren't necessarily specific to Las Vegas, but some things I've picked up on over the years, making my travel experience back and forth more pleasant. First thing is I always try to pack in sort of a very modular fashion. What I mean is that it's like bags inside of bags inside of bags, okay? You know, I have a suitcase. I typically check my suitcase. I'm not a big carry-on guy. But inside of the suitcase, I'll usually pack a smaller bag, which I'll frequently carry on with me. That smaller bag also provides a kind of overnight bag. Should I wish to make a field trip to another hotel, which I frequently do, then you don't have to pack everything up. You can just pack an overnight, change of clothes and some toiletries and such. So that's a good thing to do. And within all those bags, you don't have to go buy like $5,000 suitcases. Ziploc bags, okay? Put things in Ziploc bags so you don't lose them. Whether it's, charging cables or various kinds of accessories, whether it's toiletry products. Maybe it's your Players Club cards, because you have a stack of them like 1.5 inches and you're going to lose them. Put them in a little Ziploc bag. You can always find them. Because, that's one of the things in any kind of luggage, is just being able to find everything. So, and I usually unpack. I'm an unpacker, and one of the reasons I like to do that is when I get sort of dirty clothes, or worn clothes, they're not always that dirty, let's be honest. I like to sort of pack them back in the suitcase towards the bottom, and then I'll sort of produce some kind of a lining of newspapers or something else between the dirty and the clean clothes if I move along, or as I move along with my main suitcase. So, yeah, that might work for you. It works for me. So if you hadn't thought about doing some of those things, do. It'll keep you more organized, and the last thing you want is when you're at the airport or a hotel and you're scrambling around, you're trying to find something. Make it easy to find and move around. Being on an airplane is not particularly pleasant. Sometimes it's more enjoyable, and if you can see something and it's entertaining and scenic, that's great. But a lot of riding in airplanes is looking at clouds or looking at water or something that's not particularly interesting. My advice, if you don't have one, get yourself a tablet. I mean, these things are great. They don't weigh anything compared to toting along a huge laptop, unless you have to do business, or you must do highly professional vlogs on your trip. You don't need a laptop. Get yourself an inexpensive tablet, and you can download things. Either if you're a reader, you can download books from Kindle or Nook or iTunes or whatever. But in addition, there's a lot of other opportunities. You can download Vegas-oriented or other podcasts. Obviously, you can just listen to music if you download that. If you have, say, Netflix or Amazon Prime, or actually, some people may not know this, if you have the Showtime or the Stars app, all four of those will allow you to download a fair amount of content that you can watch offline. And even though typically anymore a lot of flights will have Wi-Fi or will have some sort of in-flight entertainment that you have some choice, it's nice to be able to pick and choose what you want to watch, and it does make the time go a lot quicker. So just a tip on tablets, and they're a decent tablet. You can do some email, you can write up some articles or post things very easily. And not only that, you're not using up the battery life on your phone the entire time, because that's something that happens all the time. Another piece of advice as far as that's concerned, consider getting one of those little recharging blocks, because if you're in Vegas, even if you're not a vlogger or constantly looking at social media or taking pictures, you're probably taking pictures. You're probably taking little video snippets. You're constantly looking at your phone. Your phone is constantly encountering Wi-Fi signals that saying, hey, can I connect to this? Your cell signals are getting weaker or stronger, and it sucks the battery life fast. And there's nothing worse than getting to your destination and you got to go back to your hotel to charge your phone. So consider one of those portable charging devices. Another thing I like to do sometimes, and I think it's a really good idea, I should do it more often. When you go to Las Vegas, if you're like me, you tend to accumulate a lot of little trinkets, memorabilia of sorts. Sometimes it's stuff that people would just throw away, but maybe it's a receipt from a restaurant, maybe it's a ticket stub, maybe it's one of those in-room magazines that talk about what's going on in Vegas that week. Maybe it's some little souvenir or something that you may have purchased, or a souvenir photo, something like that. Again, if you throw it in a bag, it tends to get lost. You bring it home, it tends to get thrown somewhere in a drawer and it gets lost. And eventually you throw it all away because you don't know what you have. Consider getting one of those little file folders. Mark the dates of the trip, where you went. We're assuming Las Vegas, but it wouldn't have to be. And every time you get some little thing like that that you kind of want to save, that's a memory, throw it inside the folder. When you get home, you take your folder, you put it inside a drawer somewhere, and if you want to relive what happened in September 2019, you pull that folder out and you look through it. You go, oh, I remember when we ate here. I remember this show. Oh yeah, there's that picture of me with $1 million. It's $1 million idea, so consider that. Again, anything that can keep you organized and keep the things you need organized while you're traveling is going to be a huge help to you. So what do you think? Do you have any traveling tips, any packing tips that you'd like to share, any that are specific to Las Vegas? I'd be happy to hear about them in the comments down below. Again, we are only 10 days away from the next Vegas trip. We will probably do some sort of a video on Wednesday of next week, and I'll probably do sort of a full Vegas trip preview next Saturday. And after that, you'll be seeing room reviews and vlogs for the next several weeks, which again will minimize your exposure to my lovely face. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for subscribing, liking, commenting, for joining our Facebook group, following us on Twitter and Instagram, and all of those places, for visiting the website. It's been a great month, and looking forward to the next several weeks. I think we're going to get a lot of new subscribers. I think we're going to have a lot of good video, so I hope you'll join us. Until next time, I hope that you have a great and lucky week, and we will see you soon.